Okay. Hello.
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 Hello. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. The future of America and its working class students are in danger. As Washington considers cuts for the federal budget, the Pell Program is one on the chopping block. Pell is a federal aid program that fuels the futures of the hard-working students nationwide. Nearly 10 million Americans depend on the Pell Grant to enroll in college and complete it. If the maximum grant is cut or eligibility requirements for the program change, fewer families will be able to send their children to college at a time when our economy needs more college graduates than fewer. Access to post-secondary education depends heavily on the financial means of the students and the families. Meanwhile, many institutions are working to reduce the rates and rise in college costs. Need-based students' financial aid remains vital if we are to offer all Americans the chance to realize their dreams through completion of a college education. More than 8 million Americans currently rely on the Pell Grant to defray the cost of their college education as they seek to ascend the nation's economic ladder. Reauthorized as the Title IV of the Higher Education Act of 2008, the Pell Grant program provides a maximum annual reward of $5,550 to eligible recipients. Of full-time undergraduate students in 2009 through 10, more than half received a Pell Grant, and the greater majority of the grant, over 80%, goes to the students whose families earn less than $40,000 a year. These students deserve no less opportunity to attend college than those of more affluent neighbors. Talent doesn't follow income, and our nation and our world needs every good idea from every good student. Ensuring access to a college education for motivation and qualified students is a crucial public policy priority. For the individual, a college degree increases personal and professional opportunities and lowers the probability of unemployment. And as our nation needs more, not fewer, college graduates across the range of studies from science, technology, engineering, math, to liberal arts, and in order to develop the skills and innovative workforce necessary to succeed in a competitive international environment. How would we reduce the rapidly growing expensive for the Pell Grants, find other savings in aid programs, and still meet the needs of our students? Here's some ideas to consider. Reduce the numbers of semesters for eligibility from 18 to 12. Do not reinstate the second or year-round Pell Grant program. Require students to be enrolled at least half the time, 6 credit hours or the equivalent to qualify. Roll back recent changes to the formula and criteria used to determine eligibility and award size to contribute the increasing program costs. Allow borrowers to simplify loan servicing by working solely with the federal government. Estimate the Hope Scholarship Tax Credit, the Lifetime Learning Tax Credit, and the tuition and fee deduction, which primarily benefits middle and upper class income families, and redirecting the savings towards financial aid for low income students. Altogether, a conservative estimation indicates that these changes will save at least $12 billion and help assure the program's long-term stability. This fiscal responsibility approaches would shorten the shortfall by 2012 and permit our neediest students to realize their aspirations. To cut more deeply would be ill-advised. A short-term budgetary savings at the expense of our country's long-term global competitive edge and ultimately our national security. As our leaders struggle with the national debt and budgetary pressures, all sectors need to participate in reduced spending. We support broad budget reduction goals in many areas of the federal spending. The nation cannot afford to lose enormous advantage of the education, skills, and innovation population. And make no mistake about it, significantly decreasing maximum Pell Grant will cause some students to drop out or skip college altogether. For 30 years, the United States has been producing enough college graduates to keep up with the workforce demand, experts tell us. And as a result, the country is losing its edge as an economic world leader, and the income gaps between those with college education and those without are widening. To turn things around, the country needs 20 million people to have post-secondary education by 2025, according to the Undereducated American, a report by Anthony Carvel and Stephen Rose of the Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce. This means 15 million would have held a bachelor's degree, 1 million would have had an associate's degree, and 4 million would have had attended college, but no degree was earned. At that level, 75% of the workforce would have at least 1 year of post-secondary education. That would be a big increase from the current pace, which would lead to 65% of the labor force with at least some college by 2025. If this goal is met, 55% of the American workers would have at least an associate degree compared to 42% today. Among the youngest age group, 60% of the workers would have an associate's degree compared to 42% of the workers who had a college degree in 2005. What can you do to help? A website dedicated to the cause, SaveThePell.org, encourages supporters to send elected officials tweets and emails asking them to fund the $5,550 maximum Pell Grant. The website also encourages students to use blogs and Facebook to share information on the potential impacts of the Pell. Save the Pell is a coalition of civil rights, civil justice, education, and youth organizations, including the Education Trust, the National Association of College Administration Counseling, the Institution for College Access and Success, and the U.S. Public Interest Research Group, among others. As part of the push to maintain the Pell funding, the NASFAA has templates for letters to send your congressional representatives and links to the Save the Student Aid Facebook campaign. The Student Aid Alliance is also urging members to protect student aid and has posted opinion pieces from various media outlets in support of the Pell program on its website. If the Pell has helped you or someone you know, speak up and let your voice be heard. Write your congressional congressman, your senator, your president. Use the power of social networking to get the word out. Save the Pell Grant. Education is important for America's future.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
You're doing well.